So, who here has ever listened to hip-hop or rap music? Well, for those of you who have, did you know extremists wanted to ban it because they believe it was the cause and it promoted gang violence? I know. And the reason for me asking this is because I wanted to find out whether if that claim was justified or if it was just pure, utter ridicule. And my paper covers all the aspects of hip-hop and rap and how it started, with the history that it started in the 1970s in the poor neighborhoods of New York because they needed a pastime that didn't require money because they were really poor. And I researched all the artists. My favorite in this genre is Immortal Technique. Many of you might know him. Oh, really? Well, anyway, he's an underground rapper who lives in America, and he was born in Cuba. And his raps are all about politics and, you know, Bush and the president and stuff like that. I researched Eminem because he's the highest-selling and highest-grossing rap artist in the history of rap. Kanye West because he's the voice of a generation. Killer Clyde, who's from Antioch, which nobody really knows. And Paris, which is a really controversial rapper from the San Francisco Bay. And he raps about killing the president, raps about stabbing every white person to get to the top, you know, really controversial lyrics like that. And what I found out through my project is that when I translated the lyrics, I saw that each of these lyrics could easily be translated into something else, like, say, let's say, Immortal Technique song, Bush Knocked Down the Towers. He says that the Illuminati is part of the presidency and that they caused the Twin Towers to collapse because the plane wasn't an actual plane. It had a different marking that wasn't an actual air flight company, and that there was explosions seen from the inside of the building rather than it collapsing by its own self. And I related that and I connected that to the saying that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, because any part of the song could be translated into something else by, say, if you heard a song by AC/DC, Back in Black, you could say he's wearing black, you know, back in a black outfit, or he's back in black saying he's cool and whatnot. So I thought that if people could translate rap music into thinking that it promotes gang violence, what would they do with death metal, you know, because I'm in a death metal band. And I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for me to record my band's first CD. So I talked to my buddy AJ, you guys may know AJ. I told him about that, and he told me that Mr. Lemanoff has a studio on campus, and I thought, you know, that was really cool. So I went up to Mr. Lemanoff and talked to him, and I told him the whole ordeal, what I wanted to do for my project. I gave my proposal, hey, this would be nice if you could be my mentor, if you could teach me how to use this program, Pro Tools, because that's the program that he used, and many other professors use that program. So we met up, and I scheduled off days, which were Tuesdays and Thursdays, because he had to do other things on other days, like copy papers, if he didn't have a TA. We met up at lunch and after school for 10 to 15 minutes. And in those times, he would teach me how to start a track, how to record a region, you know, simple basic stuff like that. And on the third day, he gave me a book, and it was only 3 times the size of this book. And it was a handbook to Pro Tools, and it taught me everything I needed to know. It had all the information I needed to know if I got stuck. And he gave that to me to read over the weekend. But what he didn't expect was for me to finish it over the weekend. And it was a good 500-page book. I finished that, and I felt the information was way too much for me, so I had to read it again. And I read that again, and we applied what I learned in the book onto the actual recordings that I met up with Ryan as well. I told Ryan Oliveris to meet me at Mr. Lemanoff's classroom so we could record a track. And that's the first time we recorded. And I went through some problems at first because the audio track wasn't working. I couldn't get the level to match up. You know, I couldn't find the right mic to get the right pitch or anything. So I had to be patient and figure out what was going on wrong. And I read the book, and it said that I needed to set the MIDI track to stereo instead of output, or mono output. I did that, and it worked just fine. We recorded, and that was great. So Mr. Long said, hey, I can teach you all I can teach you, and it looks like you got it going on. So I said, all right, I'll go to Taylor Cole's house, which is my drummer. He has recording equipment in his room. But what I didn't know is that he had a different recording program, so I had to relearn that as well. And that was a stretch for me because I had to spend hours and hours relearning this new program that I thought was going to be the same program. And so I relearned that. We set up recording, and that worked out just fine. We recorded about 8 hours a day on each Sunday because that was the best day for us to meet up since none of us went to church. So we met up 8 hours a day, recorded parts of songs. We stumbled around for a little bit, and
unnecessary information.
so we, So we fiddled around, we got it going, and what I learned through that was that you have to be really patient because people mess up, and my style of recording is a lot different from professionals. Professionals use the punch-in technique, and that's when if you mess up on a part, they stop it right there, cut out the part after that, and have you re-record as if you were just still playing that part, so they can blend that in easily. I had them start all the way over, so it doesn't sound weird if you mix it together. But they got annoyed by that because they had to start all the way over, even after they were at the end of the song. And Brandon was annoyed the most. Okay, so here I can show you guys a video of Taylor recording the drums, and you'll see that he's annoyed because he had to start over. You guys remember Taylor Cole?
Where's he at school now?
He has independent studies. And see here, he has headphones on because those keep the metronome going on while he's recording, so he knows what tempo to play at. And you can see there's a microphone there, right here. That's to get the snare and the hi-hat. There's a microphone over here to get the toms. And there's one back there to get the ride cymbal. And there's one in the kick drum, so where you can hear him kicking the drums. You get what I'm saying? He's really good, actually. And you see he's totally bored because this is his, I believe, 19th time restarting the song.
Yeah, I think it was quite a long day.
Okay, and I'll show you guys the, okay. So here is the drum track, and here's the bass track. Here's the rhythm guitar, here's the lead guitar, 2 vocal tracks. I have the highs and then I have the lows. I do that because I think it has a more professional approach. And each of these are called a region, and they make up the actual part of the song, which is called a track, which is the whole thing all together. And I will show you guys the end product of what we recorded. And the song is called Ecstasy. Is that fine? You guys hear that?
Is it on?
Yeah, they're on. You hear that?
Do a little one.
Taylor. That's Brian right there, the drum solo. And then we come in with a bass drop. This is an effect that you can add on. There's a bass drop. Okay, so you can see I used all that I learned to record that. That took about 2 days, which is 16 hours worth of recording to record that, because we had to start over a lot, and just for a short song like that, you have to get a lot. And I really would like to thank Ms. Baca for teaching me how to be patient with people. And no. It helps a lot being in this class, being here, because you have to meet deadlines, and it doesn't just happen like that. And C.K. taught me that as well, being here for 4 years. I just wanted to get out of here, but I realized that it taught me what I need to know now. And if I would do this project again, I totally would, because it's fun to record and get your music out there. I'd like to thank everyone for your time, and I hope you guys enjoy.